I got a real big problem with what the fuck is going on in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers are about to waste the 15th pick, and I have receipts. Before we hop into things, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm giving you the hard-hitting truth in this video all the way until the end. I'm going to give you what insiders are saying. I'm going to give you what these draft picks, visits are saying. Baker Mayfield is in a contract year. The defense has been a liability for 5 years. And what does Tampa Bay appear to be doing? Visiting tight ends. 6 of them. Of Tampa's 17 confirmed top 30 visits, 6 have been used on tight ends, which is over a third of their confirmed visits after re-signing Cade Otton. And that is not noise. That is a serious pattern and a serious problem. Yard Barker put it perfectly, quote, if the Buccaneers walk out of the first round with a tight end, it's going to feel like the NFL equivalent of buying a new TV when your roof is leaking. And Sports Illustrated is saying, quote, tight end is a bad potential value for the first round, and those picks in the first round are rarely worth the capital. Look at Kyle Pitts. An edge rusher would be much more valuable pick, and it's also Tampa Bay's biggest need on top of all of that. These are things that are absolute common sense and is a complete fireable offense if Jason Licht goes in any other direction. And the biggest concern of it all, the insider world is backing it up. ESPN's Jordan Reed wrote that, quote, defensive ends and tight ends are the top 2 positions that the Bucs have keyed in on as round 1 options, calling Keon Sadiq at 15 a, quote, real possibility. His colleague Matt Miller added that the Buccaneers, quote, are doing a lot of homework on this year's tight end class. And it is also showing up in the mocks. Mel Kiper has Sadiq going Tampa at 15. PFF has Sadiq going to Tampa at 15. Pewter Report's mock has Tampa trading down and still landing Sadiq, calling it music to Baker Mayfield's ears, which is completely missing the plot. And there are even some mocks floating a first-round guard, and the offensive player trend is literally everywhere. And quite frankly, I don't care how good Sadiq is. That is not a move that is bringing us to the Super Bowl. We cannot continue to take pass catchers in the first round when there are elite edge dudes sitting right in front of our face. Let's take a look at the numbers. The Bucs posted just 2.3 sacks per game in 2025, which was 18th in the league, which, if you're watching the games, still feels a lot higher than what you're seeing with your eyes. So they also allowed nearly 25 points per game, which was ranked 23rd. That's not a defense that needs a receiving tight end. That's a defense that needs someone who can get to the quarterback. The pass rush problem is not new. Bucs Nation wrote as recently as in August that Tampa Bay's pass rush, specifically their edge rushing group, has been an obvious weakness for the Buccaneers for most, if not all, of Todd Bowles' head coaching tenure. And I think that that is putting it generously. Now, while there have been some positive moves in that direction, with us bringing in Muhammad, who had 11 sacks for Detroit last season, but he's still a backup level addition. He's not a franchise cornerstone, and that is a band-aid, not a solution. Now, back to the top 30 visits. Of the 3 edge rushers who got visits, every single one of them is a day 2 or day 3 projection, which is just absolutely unacceptable and asinine. We brought in R. Mason Thomas out of Oklahoma, Zion Young out of Missouri, and are both commonly projected as early day 2 picks. Now, they brought in Tucker from Western Michigan. He's a day 3 guy, and they're not visiting top edge rushers, which tells you absolutely everything you need to know. Do not be surprised when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take another pass catcher. Now, positively, there are some mocks that actually have it right. We've got Charles Davis at NFL.com, and then Buccaneers.com's own mock writers have us taking Akeem Mesidor out of Miami at 15, which I would absolutely love. Mesidor is tied for 3rd in the FBS with 12.5 sacks in 2025. He's tied for 5th with 17.5 tackles for loss, and finished 6th in forced fumbles. This is a relentless effort rusher with an advanced pass rush arsenal who can win with power or finesse, which is exactly what this team needs. He is a player who makes your defense scarier on day 1, even in his rookie year, and then he takes the pressure off your secondary. We have absolutely no way to evaluate our cornerbacks when they have to cover for 6 seconds. And this is ultimately a move that keeps Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay, along with other defensive depth. And you can find a tight end on day 2. You cannot find Akeem Mesidor on day 2, or a player of his caliber. This is absolutely a make or break year. There are so many of us who didn't think that Todd Bowles should be in this seat. He's there. We have to put up with it. Baker's in a contract year, and the NFC South is always there for the taking. It is absolutely ours. But the front office seems to be falling in love with pass catchers while the roof caves in. And if Jason goes offense at 15, Tampa Bay is going to spend the first half of 2026 watching Baker get hit in the face and wondering what could have happened while our defense continues to not get a pass rush since 2020. Now, here's the bullshit argument that people are making who defend this absolute ridiculous ideology. They say Zach Robinson ran 12 personnel sets at the 3rd highest rate out of any play caller in 2025. And behind Otten, the Bucs don't have a true receiving threat. Ko Kieft is solely a blocker, and David Culp and Payne Durham combined for only 2 catches last season. Sadiq's combine numbers are legitimately freakish. Once again, I don't care, but he did run a 4.39 40. He's 6'3", 241 pounds with a 43.5-inch vertical. He can obviously be aligned all over the formation. And with Mike Evans now in San Francisco, there's a legit red zone void argument that I don't agree with, obviously, but we're here to give you both sides of things. Sadiq also has 5 TD receptions on deep passes of 20 plus yards. He led all of tight ends in 2025, and his versatility gives Zach Robinson a matchup nightmare basically on every down. Thank you for letting me go on this ridiculous rant that had to be said, because it's quite frankly pretty unacceptable. And as always, I appreciate you stopping by. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I will see you next time.